God bless you, beloved. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Spiritual Dove. I am so happy to see you. Thanks for watching us, and God bless you. This is Spiritual Dove. On this channel, we tell stories. And they are my favorite Bible stories. Stories that have impacted me since I was 6 years old. We just tell the stories, and I allow the Holy Spirit to let us get something out of it, finger food or dove, that we can apply to our daily lives. Thank you again for watching. Today, I want to talk about inheritance and the two people whose stories we've told on this channel about inheritance. It came to me after I finished recording Naboth, the story of Naboth and King Ahab, and the Lord just brought another person to my mind, and that is Esau. So it's a tale of two men and their inheritance. So we're just comparing notes here. We're just bringing them side by side so we can have a closer look at them and see what we can take out of the two stories. So the first one is, we're going to go back again into it, is the story of Naboth. And it's found in 1 King chapter 21. So we're just going to, pick certain verses. Then we go to the story of Esau in Genesis chapter 25, from verses 29 to 34. So I start with that of Naboth. It says, Naboth the Jezreelite, Naboth the Jezreelite owned a vineyard in Jezreel that bordered the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. I'm reading, I'm using the Message translation because it makes it clearer and, just tell it the way it is, no fluff. So Naboth owns, a vineyard in Jezreel, and it bordered the palace of King Ahab, king of Samaria. He said, one day, Ahab spoke to Naboth, saying, give me your vineyard so I can use it as a kitchen garden. That's how the Message translates it. Not vegetable garden, but it says kitchen garden, which is vegetable, another word for vegetable garden in this part of the world. It's right next to my house, so convenient. In exchange, I'll give you a far better vineyard, or if you prefer, I'll pay you money for it. And here is the answer of Naboth to the king, the most powerful being in Samaria. He did not care. This is his inheritance. Let's hear what he says to the king. But Naboth told Ahab, not on your life. Not on your life. This is Message translation. I like it. So help me God. Naboth told Ahab, not on your life. So help me God. I'll never sell the family farm to you. Ahab went home in a black mood, sulking over Naboth, the Jezreelite's words. I'll never turn over my family inheritance to you. I like inheritance. I'll never turn over my family inheritance to you. He went to bed, stuffed his face in his pillow, and refused to eat. We see Naboth defend his family inheritance profusely. He dug his nail down and his heels down. And I said, not on your life. This is not for sale, not here. Even though they say, I'll give you a far better vineyard, or if you prefer, I'll pay you money for it. Not on your life. So help me God. I'll never sell the family farm to you. And that word he said, Ahab went home in a black mood, sulking over Naboth the Jezreelite's words. I'll never turn over my family inheritance to you. So what irked him so badly? What made him so angry at that word? I'll never turn over my family inheritance to you. He went to bed, stuffed his face in his pillow, and refused to eat. And because he was sulking, his wife came to help him, Jezebel, and concocted a plan whereby the precious man, Naboth, was killed. So Naboth did not only just say by words, he paid for it with his life. So if you go to 1 King chapter 21, you take it from 11 to 14, it shows how the plan of Jezebel, how he wanted to take that plot of land, that inheritance, by all means necessary. And so this is what he reads in verses 14 to 11 through 14. And so he brought these men, hooligan people, and he used part of the elders of the city to do. So the men of the city, the elders and civic leaders, followed Jezebel's instruction that she wrote in the letters sent to them. They called for a fast, seated Naboth at the head table. Then they brought in two stool pigeons, two people, to bear witness against him. He called them two stool pigeons and seated them opposite Naboth in front of everybody. The two degenerates, that's what he calls them again, not only two pigeons. He said, the two degenerates accused him. He blasphemed God and the king. The company threw him out in the street, stoned him mercilessly, and he died. I decided to use this piece to show that from the beginning till the end, Naboth did not budge. He stood fast for his property. It's not much, but he said it's an inheritance. You don't sell inheritance. And he died for that. Now let's go to the story of this of Esau. Excuse me. Excuse me. This is Genesis chapter 25. We're going to be reading from verse 29 to 34. And here's the story. One day, Jacob was cooking a stew. Esau came in from the field, starved. Esau said to Jacob, give me some of that red stew. I'm starved. That's how he came to be called Edom, which means red. Jacob said, make me a trade, my stew for your rights as the firstborn. Esau said, I'm starving. Listen to what Esau said. What good is a birthright if I'm dead? Jacob said, first swear to me. Look at the language. First swear to me. And he did. An oath. Esau traded. On oath. Esau traded away his right as the firstborn. He even swore. That's why they're emphasizing it. He had to swear. On oath. Esau traded away his rights as the firstborn. Jacob gave him bread and a stew of lentils. If you know what lentils are, beans. They have no value. He sold his inheritance for beans. He ate and drank, got up and left. That's how Esau shrugged off his right as the firstborn. Look at how serious. For beans, lentils, kind of like string beans, he sold his right. Whereas Naboth died for his own inheritance. Esau, this is even birthright. You might read it and say, what is it? No, don't forget. God had promised Abraham in Genesis 12 that he will bless him and he will be a blessing. And from him, the nations of the world will be blessed. What does that mean? How does that translate? So he finished his work. Then Isaac, the promised child, is born. Then to Isaac is Jacob and Esau. Esau is the firstborn. Upon him, he is supposed to be, from his lineage, Jesus Christ is supposed to be born. because he's the firstborn. But he disdained his inheritance, his right as the firstborn. He disdained it. He sold it for a morsel, a plate of food. If it's filet mignon now, they say it's filet mignon. This is not filet mignon. Lentils, for that matter. In Walmart, is even now that things are high, for less than $5. He sold his birthright and all its inherent privileges. It's not just the birthright. There are privileges. There are rights. There are things that are grandfathered in that firstborn right. But he carelessly threw it away. That's why God said, I hate him. It looks like that language of God is so harsh. It's like this is the redemption of the entire world. You're one of the people through whom Jesus will come. And you carelessly toss it away because of a red porridge or a red beans. That tells you his character. He did not care. For everybody that Jesus came through, they were tested and vetted. He was being vetted, he didn't even know. That hunger that came, I know it was, terrible hunger. The devil too, like just made, I don't care. And he just tossed it away for a lentil. In tossing that in away, he tossed the right, the privileges, the covenant God, excuse me, had with Abraham. In thy seed shall all the families of the earth. So it's going to be Isaac and continue until the seed, Jesus Christ, will come. Jesus is the seed. So you see the seriousness. He just threw all of those away. There's history. There are things that are grandfathered in that birthright. And he just happened to be the third or second remove away from Abraham. Is Abraham Isaac. He is the third. He's just one removed from Abraham. So he just tossed all God's plan, almost like tossing it in the bin. That's what the severity of his action. And that's why God used that language. I hate him. And so instead of because the firstborn, Jesus is the firstborn, that right is serious with God. It will be like Jesus, saying, no, not me. There are responsibilities, but there are privileges. And for redemption's sake, for Jesus' sake, he just literally denied Jesus. And God said, no, I hate you. So he is his junior brother that became the firstborn, or played the role of, because he sold his birthright. And he took an oath. That's why they say with an oath. On oath, he swore. What? When he should have even chastised his junior brother and said, how dare you? What? You and your food, just get out of my sight. Beat the nyenya out of Jacob. That's what he should have done. So why would you bring such a thing? My birthright? Do you know what it means? It's not mine to give. It's not for sale. It's not mine for to sell. But on oath, it's all traded. You see? Traded away is right. It's not for sale. It's not negotiable. As the firstborn, you can never. But we see Naboth. He said, this piece of whatever, he said, this inheritance, I will sell it. He died for it. And because of what Naboth did, because of what King Ahab did to Naboth, God disinherited him, so to speak. He said, no male will survive in your generation. No male. 2 Kings, he said, you are to destroy the family of Ahab. You will avenge the murder of my prophet and all of my people who were killed by Jezebel. The entire family of Ahab must be wiped out. That's what God said. 2 Kings chapter 9. I'm reading from verse 7. The entire family of Ahab must be wiped out. Every male, no matter who. I will destroy the family of Ahab as I have destroyed the families of Jerusalem. So this is serious matter. So you see somebody that is, faithful to what God gave to him, his inheritance. And here we see Esau, who is well endowed. This is Abraham's grandson. And he threw away his right just like that for lentil, a bowl of beans. Let us take things of God seriously. It's not for sale. It is not for sale. Let's be serious with God and pay attention and give honor to whom honor is due. God bless you. I'll see you next time on Spiritual Doves. I love you. Thank you.